Join me as I dive into the heated exchange between El Salvador's president and Trump, and see if I can break down the best comebacks from both sides. The world of politics is never short on drama, and today we're going to dive into one of the most recent and intriguing feuds between two world leaders, El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele and the former U.S. President Donald Trump. In a series of escalating insults, these two leaders have been going back and forth, exchanging blows that have left many of us wondering what's going on behind the scenes. But before we get into the meat of the matter, let's set the stage for this very public spat. Donald Trump, never one to hold back on his opinions, has made it clear that he's not a fan of Nayib Bukele. In a tweet, Trump criticized Bukele's handling of the immigration crisis, claiming that El Salvador was doing very little to stop the flow of migrants into the United States. This, of course, was met with outrage from Bukele and his supporters, who saw Trump's comments as an attack on their country's sovereignty. But Trump didn't stop there. He went on to claim that Bukele was nothing but a puppet of the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro, and that he was allowing El Salvador to be overrun by criminal gangs and drug cartels. These were some pretty serious allegations, and they sparked a fierce backlash from the Salvadorian government. In response, Nayib Bukele made it clear that he wouldn't be pushed around by Trump's insults. With a calm and collected demeanor, Bukele shot back that El Salvador was a sovereign nation, and that it wouldn't be intimidated by Trump's threats. He also took the opportunity to remind Trump of his own country's history of intervention in Central America, and how that had contributed to the region's instability. But who is Nayib Bukele, and what makes him tick? At just 39 years old, Bukele is one of the youngest heads of state in the world, and he's made a name for himself as a charismatic and outspoken leader. A former mayor of San Salvador, Bukele rose to power on a wave of popular discontent with the traditional political elite, promising to tackle corruption and restore order to a country ravaged by gang violence. Despite his youth, Bukele has a reputation for being a shrewd operator, willing to take risks and challenge the status quo. And when it comes to Trump, Bukele has shown no hesitation in standing up to the former president, even when it means going toe-to-toe with him on Twitter. One of the most memorable moments of this exchange came when Bukele responded to Trump's claims that El Salvador was doing nothing to stop migration into the U.S. With a wicked sense of humor, Bukele tweeted a photo of a Salvadorian migrant who had been deported from the U.S., along with the caption, "Thanks for the help, Donald." It was a clever smackdown, and one that left many of us cheering. But Bukele's response wasn't just about scoring points on social media. He also took the opportunity to highlight the deeper issues driving migration from Central America, from poverty and violence to climate change and political instability. And he made it clear that El Salvador was willing to work with the U.S. to address these problems, as long as the U.S. was willing to listen and respect the sovereignty of its neighbors. In the end, this exchange has left us with more questions than answers. Will Trump's insults mark a new low in U.S.-El Salvador relations, or can the two countries find a way to put their differences aside and work towards a more constructive future? One thing's for sure, with leaders like Nayib Bukele and Donald Trump at the helm, we're in for a wild ride. So what do you guys think about this latest spat between Trump and Bukele? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my other videos on political conflicts around the world.